We have our next question which says given the following data set AE and we have been given some adverse events related data with subject first DT, AE term, AEST DT and day variables. The question is data will be reported by onset week and day 1 to 7 is considered as week 1 and 8 to 14 is considered as week 2 and events beyond day 14 are assigned week 3 and will be reported as follow-up events. So the condition is 1 to 7 is week 1, 8 to 14 is week 2 and anything beyond day 14 is week 3. And which statement properly assign week to the each event. So we are actually trying to create a new numeric variable named week and assign the values as specified. 1 to 7 is week 1, 8 to 14 is week 2 and anything beyond day 14 is week 3. So let us take a look at the unique values in day variable and see what they look like. We have -1, 6, 11, 18, 1, 7, 11 and 22. So we do have some records which do not meet the condition specified here. 1 to 7 is there, 8 to 14 is there and greater than 14 is there. But we do not have a condition which will handle this minus values in the day variable. So let's keep that in mind and go ahead and look at the options which could be correct. So in the first option it says if day is greater than 14 then week is equal to 3. Yeah, our requirement was anything beyond day 14 week should be 3. So this is correctly assigning the week 3. And if anything else other than day 14 so it has to jump into this second condition. Anything beyond or greater than 7 which is 8 and to 14. So greater than 14 is considered here. So anything greater than 7 but less than 14. So will meet this condition. So greater than 7 is 8 and less than 14 less than or is equal to 14 will be considered as day 2 as week 2. So the second condition correctly handles the second portion of day 8 to 14. So the second condition is also correct. And the third condition says else if day is greater than 0 then week is equal to 1. So anything in between 1 and 7 because here in the second condition it is considered as like greater than 7. So anything greater than 0 which starts from day 1 to less than or is equal to 7 would be considered as week 1. So this seems to be correctly handling the scenarios given. But before we conclude on this, let us take a look at the other options. The second option says if day is greater than 0, then week is equal to 1. So all the records which have a value of greater than 0 would meet this condition and then so what will happen is like all the values which are greater than 0 will get a value of 1 because it will never jump into the second condition as this condition is met. So for all the values provided here which is greater than 0 will get a value of week is equal to 1 which is not the requirement because it will jump into the second else only if it fails. And then a select when logic is being used here in the third option. So it says select when day is greater than 0, a value of 1 is being assigned. So similar to the if then else logic, a second condition would get executed only when the first condition fails. But here in this case, so what will happen is like all the records which have a value of greater than 0 would get a value of 1 with this syntax. So this fails because of that. And then let us take a look at the last option. And in this option, it says the first condition being used is when day is greater than 14, week is equal to 3 is being assigned. So this appropriately assigns the value of 3 to the events which occurred after day 14. And then for the records which do not meet this condition falls onto this. So anything in between 8 and less than or is equal to 14 would get a value of 2. This is correct for the second weak condition as well. The key thing is this one, why this may not be the correct answer is, so for everything else which is not meeting these two conditions, a value of 1 is being assigned to the weak variable. So we have seen that there was one record which had a value of -1. So even for this record, we would get a value of 1 with this last option. So this fails because of that reason, and as we have seen, the first option seems to be the correct option. Let us check if this is correct or not. The screen turned green, so which means our response was correct. So our response was the one which we used if then else with day greater than 14, day greater than 7, and day greater than 0.